Hi guys, Bill the Appraiser here, just recording a quick short for a video that I did yesterday about how every improvement does not necessarily add value. Um, I realize people don't necessarily want to hear that, but what I'm really just trying to caution people on is do a little homework, ask around. If you happen to know an appraiser, most people don't, but if you happen to, ask them. If you know a real estate agent, ask them. Because some things you just don't get back on the appraisal. I just mentioned a couple of them, but please tune in to the long full-length video to get a little more information, and there'll probably be other videos coming out in the future. Case in point, I've had people either put in a driveway or redo a driveway, and driveways are expensive, especially kind of depending on what your length is of the driveway. And so I think I had one guy spent 20 grand on the driveway, and he was more than a bit dismayed, to find out that it got him absolutely nothing on the appraisal. And again, a lot of this goes back to, what we call contributory value market reaction. How much does the buying public care about what you've done? Maybe you've done something amazing and the buying public cares a lot, and they're willing to maybe reimburse you, so to speak, for almost dollar for dollar for what you've done. That is not generally the case. Usually it's about half, I would guesstimate, or maybe even less, but it kind of depends on what you've done. So just throw that out there for what it's worth. And I'm trying to think, years ago I had somebody who they had bought the house, and then I was doing an appraisal shortly thereafter, and I asked, well, hey, what have you done to the house? And she bought it. And his only response was they added some decorative rope to the back deck. So needless to say, that didn't get them much on the appraisal. That's the kind of thing that doesn't get you much of anything. No, nothing, I'm sorry. On the other hand, things that do get you dollar for dollar, not dollar for dollar, but a lot of return are updating kitchens, updating bathrooms, things like that. Things like landscaping don't get you much, etc. So anyway, don't want to give it all away. Please turn into the full-length video here. Hit like and subscribe, helps the algorithm, and would love to see you on the next video. And please tune in. And if you got any suggestions for future videos and comments, please drop those, and I'll look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thanks.